Welcome. This is The Truth. I'm Chuck Burns for the USA. Thanks, guys, for watching my videos. I always appreciate that. But there's a new series we're going to start going on here, and it's not going to come out have a certain release date every week, you know. I've been trying to do the Sunday rant. It failed utterly. But we're going to try to get that right. But we are also going to try to be doing The Truth here. And The Truth is it's going to take current events, like the first one that's already up is the Issa and Cummings incident, and the truth it reveals about both parties. Especially when Cummings made the comment, he pointed all the Democrats inside of one side of the chamber and said, "These all represent 700,000 people." Now, I suggest you watch that video because it's a very unique point I make, and it's something that don't think I'm some Republican shill pointing out the Democrats, because the Republicans I point out are equally guilty of this. And it's an important video to watch because it's a good insight, I think, on why people in our country do not listen to the political parties anymore. And they think both sides are just full of crap, to put it lightly. So, this is the truth. The truth, I would like to say that I expect you to believe it, but it's not my opinion. It's the truth. Because I would like to say, or I know my truth, I know, and maybe you'll feel convinced after a few episodes, is not what the establishment GOP says. It's not what the Democrats say. It's the language of freedom and liberty. It's the thing that created the old legal maxim, one of the oldest in the book, the maxim of do no harm. It's the whole basis. That's the basis of another part of truth. That the court, and especially talking about, you know, like whether somebody is committing a punishable crime or not, the corpus delicti. Where is the harm to the person or property? You see, we've built artificial standards in this country of what truth is, and we've built this odd idea of liberty because both sides think it's for them, but not the people who disagree with them. And we get into that in the Issa and Cummings video. And this whole series is about finding that the real truth is the world, but doing it from that perspective that a lot of people call cold, because you have to divorce yourself from emotion to adequately understand it and see truth. Separate yourself from your well-meaning good intentions if they don't reflect the reality of the world we live in. I mean, I would think that would be obvious, but apparently it's not. And so that is what the truth is going to be about. The truth is going to be an unbiased look at the facts. Whenever an issue comes up, whenever there's something in the news, or there's a topic that's really hot in the debate today, and we're going to just inspect that topic, a current event, and we're always going to tie it in to the bigger concept of things, the bigger principles, the underlying issues, the things that are important to the fabric of America, and is continuing on and maintaining it. That's what this will be about. And if you're interested in preserving America, I hope you will come back, check in, watch the videos every now and then when a new one's up, because my perspective is critical of both parties. I believe in liberty. And I believe that part of liberty and being free is that we don't always agree. I believe that we can have social liberals, not like the old classic liberal, but the new modern, but not progressives, but social liberals, the way you help your community. I believe that that's what you want to do with your money and your time, and that's how you want to act. I believe that you can coexist right next to social conservatives. But there comes a respect of liberty and freedom that must be maintained. And there must be that standard of do no harm, and if nobody's harming you, you can't do anything to them. That is such a sacred principle to our founders, that man can do as he wishes as long as he imposes himself on no other man. And the only thing that gets in the way of that, really, is government. Trying to make rules upon rules instead of just honoring that simple principle and trying to maintain that. Because that principle always fails. Because it's a very, very, very interesting principle in that the fact that it has a lot of personal responsibility in it. But when we bring the government so far into our lives, we alleviate a lot of our personal responsibility. We make that standard impossible to maintain. So you kind of have to make a choice. You have a million laws that are undiscernible to common man and require lawyers with law degrees to decipher, and even then, the courts don't get it right, and it goes all the way up to the Supreme sometimes. Or do you trust society to a simple principle of do no harm that is easily discernible by all, easily interpretable, and really is the golden rule: do unto others as you wish to have done unto you? If we maintain just that simple principle, instead of these millions of principles that aren't really principles but more regulations and infringements on our freedom, it's possible, but we have to pick one or the other. Do you want the law books that stack a mile higher? Do you want the one simple adage, the golden rule, tried and true, tested since the beginning of time? The birth of corpus delicti is embodied in it, and the old maxim, do no harm, is embodied in it. That is what truth is about. And that's what we're going to look at. And you'll find a lot of times that, you'd say I pick a side, but there is one side that is more right than the other. And I think if you know me already, you've watched the video, you know what side I think that is. I don't think I know. And you say, well, you always seem to go that way. But I do criticize the one side, the what you call the Republican right, quite a bit. They have a great deal of problems with what they believe these days, and there are a great deal of times that they have acted dishonorably towards our country and our people. And so I don't spare them any wrath when they're in need of it. But they are more correct. But they have gone too far in so many areas that I could spend all a day telling you about the truth in them. But I'm going to make this simple and tell you guys to watch and tell you guys that it's going to be good. Say, we're going to take current events and incorporate them into it. We want to take, like I said, we want to take those and tie them back to these founding principles and the whole do no harm, the whole like your rights and the inalienability of them, and sometimes the way that current events are used to deceive you, so that you are given to jeopardizing those things. So, that being said, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you watch. Hope you enjoy the first edition of it, Isa Cummings, and listen to that whole video. I know it's long. This is not a series where I'm just going to try to keep every video under 20 minutes, but it's a philosophical thing. This isn't a quick, hard-hitting, like little clips of cops getting beaten up, people, rights being violated. This is a philosophical conversation on what it means to maintain those things and the mindset we have to make this whole little ball of wax keep spinning. And that's not something that I can tell you in 2-3 minutes, or I can show you in clips. I welcome your questions, your comments, recommendations for topics and or current events that come up. I try to read all my comments. If you send me a message on YouTube, I pretty much always see that. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope it's a good ride. Thanks, guys. Now for the truth.